We're
Well,
live.
we are live.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome to the triple season opener of Mask Off, a wholly unnecessary Masked Singer recap. I am professional intellectual homosexual Lucas Brooks, and with me is
Stand-up comedian and pop culture enthusiast, let's say. Tooky Kavanaugh. Hi.
and Potato.
And
Don't forget
Potato.
Potato. It's one of my favorite things. How are you doing tonight, Tucky?
I'm hanging. I'm still, I'm still messed up over one of the reveals from last week.
Oh gosh, yes.
I was not ready.
I there's a lot of things that I was not ready for, and we're gonna get into a lot of them tonight.
Yes.
Yes, so this is a show where we just go through Masked Singer episodes and talk about who we think is who and why. Clues jump out at us, and stupid things the judges say, which are plentiful, and problematic people in the industry. There's a lot on the show. I am not proud of that factor, but I am obsessed with the show. Did you start watching the show from the first season, Tookie?
Yes, although late, because
Okay.
I would see ads, but it wasn't until lockdown was official when this guy who lives in my house, who I love or whatever, and I, we were like, hey, what's a show we can watch when we have lunch, at home, since we're both at home and working from home and everything. And we were like, Masked Singer. All right, let's delve. Let's get into it. And we've been hooked ever since. So we started on season 1, but it was, I want to say, like April or May of 2020. So
Okay.
a little bit behind.
Great. Yeah, I started like the first week, but I was like, I saw the commercials, like, that sounds bonkers. I'm not going to do that, but I'm kind of intrigued.
Yeah.
Then a couple days later, I was like, or it might have been like after the second episode, and I was just like, okay, I got to see this.
Yeah.
But then I saw the Peacock's opening number.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, this is some good shit. Like, there's some bullshit, and then there are some really solid, memorable performances that I still go back and watch, like, season 1 things just to get my serotonin,
Yeah, I feel that. But there are some people who, like, I knew right away, and it was hilarious to me. Lil Wayne, as soon as he frogged out that first note, knew right away that was Wayne.
I was about to say,
Busta Rhymes knew right away that was Busta Rhymes.
See, I definitely thought that was gonna be DMX.
No, it was
DMX was still alive at the time, by the way.
Yes. Rest in peace. But no, I knew right away. I'm like, that's Busta Rhymes. Our future wedding song, we hope, will be Wendy Williams's rendition of Native New Yorker. Iconic performance. As the lips, iconic. I don't care what anybody says. Iconic performance.
I was about to ask if you remember the first guess that you got correctly.
Remember the first guess that I got correctly. I had a hunch that the Peacock was Donny Osmond, yes. But I think it took me a while. But I think I figured out a lot of the rappers right away.
That's that, and the athletes are my weak spot. I remember my first 2 correct guesses. I don't remember what the order they were revealed in, but they were Margaret Cho as the poodle.
Yes, yeah.
I saw her walking across a rainbow street in San Francisco. I was like, got her. And like, I've heard her sing, but she had gotten so much better, and like she really rocked that Pat Benatar number. And then Ricky Lake.
Oh, I didn't get Ricky.
It was weird. Well, she dropped a really stupid clue, which was like, "Don't cry, baby. This one's for you." And I was like, she was in Cry Baby. Also, like, I heard her sing in have you seen the musical film Hairspray?
Of course.
And at the end, during the credits, they do "Mama, I'm a Big Girl Now" with Nikki Blonsky, Marissa Jared Whittaker, and Ricky Lake. So I'd heard her sing there, and I was like, okay, there she is. I knew nothing about her personal life and what she was referring to, but I was like, this has got to be Ricky Lake, and I was right.
For Margaret Cho, it wasn't so much her singing as it was the clues that solidified it for me.
I get really excited when I pick up on the clues, and you're gonna find out in a little bit how excited I get when I pick up on the clues. But yeah, I enjoy the mystery, but I also just really love the live performances. Oh no, Joey Fatone, I think might have been one of the first ones I got.
Yeah, I was iffy between a
But
couple
also,
members.
yeah, but also like me, like a boy band fanatic. I was
Yeah.
like, he said pop, I was like, it's NSYNC.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be Joey or Chris, and I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah.
Joey.
Yeah, because we know Justin can't be ours. We know. And JC should have been the breakout star, but that's neither here nor there at this moment.
Also, JC's voice is a lot more distinctive. Like I feel
Yes.
like Joey and Chris and maybe even Lance kind of sound the same, but I don't know, I just knew it was not a homosexual in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, who else did I get right away? Bow Wow as the frog. I guessed right away. Knew his voice.
I did not know. Like I believed everyone, but I was like, I got no
Yeah.
faith in this one.
I knew it was Bow Wow. I knew it was Candy Burris. I knew it was Candy
Really?
Burris because I watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. Last season was a
Okay.
little dry, but I know her voice and I've listened to Escape records before.
Yeah. I mean, I remember her song like "Don't Think I'm Not" from
No
like
one remembers that
skating
one.
parties in like late, like the like 1999, 2000 or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fun fact, because the main reason I remember that song was because a friend of mine's roller skating party ripped her pants while skating. So we were singing, "When you're out in the club, don't rip your pants."
I hope she's well.
Oh, I hope so too. I haven't talked to her in 20 years. But also Candy Burr, like I know Candy Burris mainly as a sex toy icon.
Ah, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
bedroom candy line that she launched.
Yes.
And I just knew her as that girl for a while, and then one of my coworkers was like, "Oh yeah, but my favorite accomplishment of hers is writing No Scrubs," and I was like, "Excuse me,"
Mm-hmm.
and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Okay, Candy, Don't Think I'm Not, Escape all comes together now."
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And I was very proud of myself for guessing T-Pain, actually.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because it was as the clues progressed and as the season progressed, that one clue that jumped out on me was the fact that the men in black were wearing top hats, and I was like, And when he said, "Man, everybody was making fun of me because they said my voice sounded like a ringtone," I was like, T-Pain, T-Pain.
I don't. I mean, I don't remember catching that moment, and if I did, I might have gotten a little closer. Like someone told me they thought it was T-Pain, and I was like, "Okay, that makes sense."
Yeah, but doesn't he have a beautiful voice?
He really does. I became a stan in that moment. Oh my god, I just said stan, kill me.
Beautiful
Um,
voice.
the my biggest regret through all Masked Singer history was, and we talked about this on my podcast, Suggestive Language, the crocodile.
Oh, Nick Carter.
Because, as we said, I am a boy band aficionado. But because he was a big pink crocodile, I
Yeah.
thought he was family and that he was a gay. So I was like, okay, which homosexual is this? And then but then he had the clue where he referred to his little crocos or his kids, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I follow him on Instagram. He is obsessed with his kids. This is
Oh.
Nick. And then I think that was the episode he sang "Don't Want to Miss a Thing."
Yeah.
Which was like around the same time that I discovered my love of pop music, and I was like clawing my eyes out. But at least I got it before Jenny McCarthy did.
Good.
Jenny McCarthy, can we talk about this for a second? Last
Yes.
season, there was an episode where she was like, she thought, I don't know who she thought was who, but she was wrong. But she was like, "Oh, I know those boy banders." I'm like, "Girl, you have never gotten a boy band member correct in your life." And when she guessed one of the Backstreet Boys for one of the episodes we're about to talk about, and I was just like, "You will never be right." She might have actually guessed Nick Lachey for the Piglet last season.
But you know what solidified Nick Lachey for me?
What?
One of the clues that they had out when he said, "and something, and I Drew," and I was like, his younger brother Drew was in the band.
Yeah. And also there was a reference, I think, to the llama in one of those clues, which was Drew Carey.
Right.
But my thing was like, I don't remember if I told you this, but I'm going to tell the people at home anyway. I had a moment because I've listened to all the 98 Degrees albums plentifully. Well, I don't know about all of them, but most of them. I ran 98 Degrees and Rising into the ground. So I'm like, I know what Nick sounds like. This does not sound like him.
Yeah.
But after the reveal, I went back. So I was watching on my TV because I like to do everything like the big screen. But then I went back and watched it on my computer, and it did sound just like him. And I was like, the acoustics in this place are weird or something,
Mhm.
which is why some of my guesses tonight might be a little different than what people are expecting. But we'll get to that.
Yeah. But see, that's what happened with me and Omarion, the Yeti from Vegas.
Yes. Oh my god, he was
Because
so.
I'm like, I was an OG B2K stan. I really thought Lil Fizz was going to be my future ex-husband. Don't judge me. And so I was sitting there like, you know, it wasn't until his final performance when he was like sitting at a campfire. I think that's where the
Okay.
setting was. And then I was like, okay, now I hear that Omarion kind of timbre, that kind of nasal, face forward singing quality that he has. And I'm like, okay, that is Omarion.
Yeah. I mean, you know how like they guess certain people, you're like, they ain't got time for that.
No, they can't be
But
arsed.
like at one point, someone guessed Justin Bieber for the Yeti.
Lord.
I actually would have believed it just based on the performance style.
Really?
I didn't feel good about it because I was like, no, there's no way Justin Bieber's in here. But like, it could be. But what if it was?
But they keep guessing Tina Turner for some of the like elder stateswomen.
She will never step out of her castle.
Tina Turner cannot be arsed. Okay, she's living her best life in Sweden with her white husband. Okay, they're living.
She doesn't want to perform anymore. She doesn't want to do anything. She wants to be in her castle with her husband and, you know, put it all behind her. And the fact that Ken doesn't respect that bothers me.
Tina Turner in her 70s still got legs for days. Like I envy this woman's legs to this day.
On that note, should we actually talk about this season?
Should we? Yes, we should.
I mean, I could go back to previous seasons all day, but we do have a triple season opener because we're behind. But because we had this idea a little too late and decided to just do it starting week 2. So we start with Wednesday, Thursday, they did a double season opener with Group A, and they committed the cardinal sin of picking some of the most talented performers, putting them all in one group, and deciding to eliminate 2 in the first night.
Why?
I'm very bothered. I am very bothered. And like, especially we'll get into the Group B, where I'm like, no, I want some of them to go home.
Right.
Spoilers. But so yeah, we're gonna talk about some performances, some guesses, and shoot the shit. So, you know, they started with the unboxing moment in the warehouse fictional timeline, and they're talking about the tallest. So I was like, okay, something's gonna be massive. The smelliest. And I mean, I hadn't looked at what the costumes were gonna be because I'd like to be surprised. And I was like, okay, there's gonna be a skunk. And the skunk was the first contestant we met. And at first I was like, this costume might be one of my favorites, but as I look at it, it might be one of my least favorites because her tail is coming out of her back. It disturbs me a little bit.
Okay.
Otherwise,
she's a glamorous skunk.
She's very glamorous skunk. She's like, you know, like finger wave.
Yes.
She's serving you know, rich lady realness. It's like a Cruella de Vil was a skunk instead of a human.
Right.
But like in a way that's not like evil.
But like wholesome, yeah.
So she performs the song Diamonds. Now I want to talk about this song for a second. Did you know this song?
No.
So sometimes when I'm watching, I just like, look at my phone until something interesting happens. So I missed like the beginning of the song visually. And I was like, okay, this is cute. And then I went back and looked it up, and I was like, the song is Sam Smith.
Because I know.
So I was like, I'm not a huge fan of Sam Smith. Like, I've recognized their talent.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's a little too like naive and like white picket fencey for me. But like I was like, okay, now I need to hear this song. Have you heard the original?
No, I still haven't. Really? They blow you away.
I am so obsessed with this song.
Okay.
Like, I mean, it's beautiful, but also it slaps. Like,
Okay.
I've never used that word so aggressively in my life. Like, once
Okay.
the bass drops, it's like, ooh, it like hits you.
I'll take your
I
word.
would
I'll
put
take
it
your
on for
word.
you now, except that would affect our streaming ability for
Right.
later on. But when we're done here, please listen to it. Like,
Okay.
it's so good. Like, I'm
Okay.
probably gonna have to do my next burlesque number to this song.
Okay.
But like, you know, it has a lot of raw feeling, but it's also just the bass line is delicious.
Because my thing with Sam Smith is that sometimes, like, I think they're okay,
Yeah,
but sometimes they wail a little too much for me.
I get that.
Yeah. You
For
know
me,
how like
it's
Trey
mostly
Songz yodels?
for me,
It's
it's mostly like the content.
mm.
Like stay with me. I'm just like, this is pathetic. I'm not really
Mm.
into it. But also, like early in their career, they said some slut shamey stuff that I'm not down
Oh.
with. And I think it's just like what they want from their life and sort of projecting that out there. And I just
Mhm,
can't
mhm.
relate because I'm a slut. But that's okay. But the song, it's so good. I listened to it like 5 times in a row afterwards. And like the Skunk's performance of it is great,
Mhm.
but it doesn't do the original song justice. And I like originally I thought it was gonna be like someone like I thought it was gonna be like I could see this being a Shirley Bassey song. Or like
Ooh.
Jill Scott or something like that.
Mhm.
But anyway, so the Skunk performs.
Yes.
This is the first performance we've had this season. It's not my favorite opener, but it's good. And I'm
Still
listening.
good, yeah.
And as it's happening, I'm like, I know this voice. I know this voice.
Do you have the same guess as I do?
We're gonna find out soon. And I was like, okay, this is someone early 2000s
Yeah.
R&B.
Yes.
And I was like, I was ready to get out my folder of CD, my binder of CDs, and be like, who was I listening to when I was 18? And you know, I had some guesses, but okay, we both said that we think we know who it is, but we haven't told each other who our guesses are. So
Right.
on the count of 1, 2, 3, I think we're gonna say who our guess is, and we'll see if it matches.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Khalees.
Faith Evans.
No.
Gasp. Okay, no.
Do you think I'm right, or do you think you're right?
I did not think of Khalees. But now.
Okay,
But now.
looking at clues.
Okay.
Well, first of all, it's the rasp. Like her
Mm.
performance of that song matched her vocal tones in her Flesh Tone album so
Mm.
well. And you know, she talks about in her clues. I think it's not till the second episode, so I'm jumping ahead, but she talks about a big change of her life. Her baby. Her baby was such a huge concept in their Flesh Tone album.
Okay.
And you know, she talks about how oh god, what she said. People think that she's like easy to jump into a fight, but that's not the truth at all.
Ooh,
Um,
I hate
yeah.
you so much right now. Oh my god.
Yeah. And it's just like I feel like and I'm bossy and you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and then also the now this clue is a stretch,
Okay.
but I'm just trying to back myself up
But
here.
we've had plenty of scratches.
We just talked about the llama. There's the Ticket to Seoul, Korea in her album, or on her clue.
Yeah.
And I know that, you know, after a while she got really into food, and I was thinking,
Yes.
like soul food.
Ooh, you know,
Like,
she's on like
I don't
she's on.
always analyze the clues this well, but like this one, I was like, I was thinking, I was like, okay, who was I listening to early 2000s? And I was so, like, it hit me so hard. I was like writing down, I was like, oh, Blue Cantrell, no, Khalees, all caps. Like, I had a serious moment. I really think it's Khalees.
Okay.
You think
I'm
it's
on
Faith
board.
Evans?
I'm on board. At first I was like, maybe Blue Cantrell, who is sort of
Stand
store
of
brand
that
Faith
ilk.
Evans. No disrespect.
She was what?
Store brand Faith Evans.
Ooh.
No disrespect. No disrespect. No
Well,
disrespect.
the reason I was thinking of Blue Cantrell before I got to Khalees was because you know, easy to jump into a fight, hit him up style. You know, And also she expensive, so but I don't think it's Blue Cantrell.
No, and I thought it could have been Faith Evans because there was the D vase, the vase with the D on it, and she was on a show called like Hollywood Divas or something, like a reality show on TV1, if I'm not mistaken. So I was like, oh my God, Faith Evans. And the big turning point tragedy, or I don't know if they described it as a tragedy, but they said a turning point. I was like, oh, her husband was Biggie and Biggie died, so.
Oh, that is good. I mean, so, that's a good. I'm not saying it's good that Biggie died.
I know. No.
It's good detective work on your part.
Yeah, so that's what I was like, Faith. So,
I'm really attached to my Khalees storyline.
I believe it. I'm on board. Faith is going to be in the back of my mind, but I'm on board with Khalees, and I'm going to keep out for clues.
And I see why Faith as well. And I do like that arc. But like, do you know Khalees' music well?
I know her first 2 albums.
Okay, so Flesh Tone was her third, I think. It's very Queer's Folk club rave style. It's like very
okay,
or like not necessarily like that, but it's very electronic and very like, she has a very like low rasp throughout the entire thing. Okay. And it felt like that album specifically for me. But also like things come up about the skunk later on that I started like thinking about as well for episode 2. So we'll come back. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong page in my notes. Okay, so following the skunk, we had the octopus.
Yes.
Possibly the tallest costume they've ever had. Or at least the tallest person in the costume on the show, because the giraffe probably was taller, but it wasn't like full person.
Right.
And he sings Tutti Frutti by Little Richard.
I have feelings about that. I didn't realize the butt sex song was safe to, you know what Tutti Frutti is about, right?
I've only heard it like a couple times, and it's all been in the last year. So you would think that would mean I immediately picked it up, but no, I didn't.
No, that's the butt sex anthem. The original lyrics are Tutti Frutti, good booty. So
what did they change for the show? Did they say different for the show?
No, I mean they cleaned it up in general.
Okay.
For Little Richard to appeal to mainstream audiences, but yeah, of course they sang the clean version on this show because it's a family show.
Yeah, I mean, R.I.P. Little Richard, but like most of what I know about Little Richard comes from Snatch Game on RuPaul's Drag Race. Have you seen that?
Of course.
Yeah. Are you a little more Tooty or a little more free? A little more Tooty, baby. Oh, shut up. My favorite episode of Snatch Game ever, by the way. Now, this started, and I immediately gave up and just wrote basketball guy.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I know I'm not going to know this person by name, but they are tall as fuck, and it's got to be a basketball player. What were your first... What was your initial thought after the performance was really good, by the way.
Yeah, it was fun.
I actually thought it was the singer did a good job. I thought it was well done. I just couldn't tell you anything further than that.
I didn't think he would be eliminated though, but I thought it was a very fun performance. I was looking at the getup. I was like, oh, Octopimp, because they got like, crocodile shoes with tentacles and feathers and such. And I was like, okay, I'm really
tentacles
leaning
were
into
in wrong places, kind of like the skunk's tail, but go on.
Now. A lot of aesthetic choices.
Liberties, if you will. Biological, anatomical liberties we're taking.
Yeah. But it's fun. We have fun here. So, but my thought as well was athlete more so than singer. So I was with you there.
Great. Could you have named the athlete you thought it was?
I couldn't. I was like, what? I couldn't place the voice, and part of me feels bad because at one point I was like, "Is this Dikembe Mutombo?" Like I couldn't figure it out. Oddly
I'm
enough,
amazed when they. I mean, sometimes you just know it's an athlete because they aren't a good singer, or because of the way they move, or some clue they drop.
Okay, but to be fair, remember from seasons past, Thingamajig. Victor Oladipo, who Ken figured out, but I'm like, of course Ken would. I think they gave that to him. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just like swapped out who was doing it just to get Ken like one win.
Yeah.
But, like athletes are not known for being known what they sound like. I don't think that was the right sentence, but you know what I mean. Like
David Beckham's voice. The first time I heard it, I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yes, that's a perfect example. Like. For me, like the only athletes I know by voice are in the first Space Jam movie.
Yeah.
Like I
If
don't watch
that.
sports. I don't listen to sports people talk about things, and I don't mean them any disrespect. I just don't care.
Yeah.
Um,
But we know what Michael sounds like. I have no choice but to know what Larry Bird sounds like because Boston. Um
also Space Jam.
and Space Jam. And Magic Johnson because he was in all the commercials when we were tots.
Right. But I also feel like I've become. I mostly know him for things he has done after his basketball career.
True. True.
Like
True. True.
I never know of what people sound like during their career. So like couple seasons ago, the jellyfish was that Olympic girl. She was
Oh
adorable. I forget her
yeah.
name,
Yeah.
but like she was so good. But like
She was great.
I mean, like I just don't see like actors, people like that. Like you at least know what their talking voice sounds like, so you
Yeah.
can pick something up. But athletes aren't big
Yeah.
talkers, or at least in their primary field, talking is not the thing to do. They throw the balls or whatever.
Athletes
So
make
I always.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was going to say athletes make perfect sense for Mass Dancer. That iteration.
Yes.
Loved Gabby Douglas.
Oh, I didn't even watch Mass Dancer.
Oops.
No, it's okay. Is that who won?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I don't know who that is, so okay.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, that show, because like I don't know what anyone dances like. The guessing game isn't fun for me.
Okay.
So that was my approach.
But athletes tend to move well on that show.
Yeah. Then that makes a lot of sense. And I just like I always know I'm gonna get an athlete wrong, and usually know who an athlete is on the show. So I'm like, okay, next. Like good for you, but this is not my part of the game. This is not right. Next up we had the puffer fish.
That f***ed me up for years.
Oh my god. And she sings Say So by Doja Cat, speaking of problematic human beings.
Right.
But it was a really good performance, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I could not have told you who it was.
I had a hard time placing too, and I was like, what is happening? And of course, we later find out why we couldn't play, because I would have recognized the voice before, because my mom has all those albums.
But also, I think she was low-key fucking with us as well.
Maybe.
But so, we're getting like funny vibes from her. So like, I and the judges also defaulted to comedy people as opposed to singers. Like I honestly didn't think this was a professional singer at first listen. I was at this point I was guessing comedy people. Like I don't know if you ever watched her, but I went to London Hughes, which I knew was a stretch, because I feel like she's not quite enough in the spotlight to be on a show like this. But that was my first guess, and I think I had another backup guess as well. What was it? It was one of the judges guessed Maya Rudolph, and I was like, that makes sense to me.
It didn't make sense to me because I recognized right away that this is from alto to alto, okay, from alto to contralto. I recognize that this is another woman with a deeper, lower singing range. Because her Doja Cat rap was much lower. Like, Doja raps with like a higher kind of pitch. She's at a higher register. And this woman was lower. And I'm like, okay, lower singing voice, alto, contralto, somewhere in that range. Not known for rapping for sure.
Yeah.
More for singing, but definitely a deeper voiced woman.
Yes.
But something is off about the singing. And I think had it not been the case that there had been an extra layer before we reveal, I would have recognized the voice right away, because it's such a distinct singing voice.
It really is. I was so spoilers.
And again, my mom has all her CDs.
Before we leak anything before it's time, let's move on to Mother Nature.
Did not see that one coming.
She comes out. She is the most frightening thing since Night Angel.
There's a bee on her face.
And she's playing whack-a-mole with the dancers.
I did not know what to make of that.
And I immediately was like, okay, this is, the judges and myself also thought this was a comedy person. I mean, I think she is, but not like in the same category.
Played comedic roles.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I honestly like I know her spoilers, I know her name, I know her face. I don't really know her work that well.
Yeah, okay.
But like honestly, the idea that I wrote down, and I'm not proud of this,
Uh-oh.
was Mayim Bialik.
Really?
Well, I only say this because A, I don't know what she sounds like when she sings. B, the word blossom was used in her clues.
I
So it's
didn't
like,
yeah.
and she's been doing the Jeopardy hosting and the Big Bang Theory. I'm like, she's around, she's doing stuff. Um, but then there was a moment where I was like, what if this is Ricky Lake come back for round 2?
Oh god.
Just because her voice sounded kind of like her.
Mm.
But I was like, I don't think that would, because like, have you watched The Circle at all?
No, I need to get on that.
Okay, so spoiler, there's a couple episodes in later seasons where someone gets eliminated, but then they get to come back playing a different, like a catfish.
Ah.
And they have to try to
Ooh.
get to the end playing as the catfish or something similar. So I was
Okay.
like, for a second, I was like, what if Masked Singer is playing that? I'm like, you can't really do that with the voice game though, because they've already guessed you.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't work. But I was like, it would be kind of fun if it did. Because I mean, like they did have the bit with the Bulldog last season where Nick came back as the Bulldog to return to hosting. I wanted DC Nash to stay.
Me too.
Forever. I loved
her.
They did.
Permanent.
But all good things come to an end, so they say. Did you have any guesses for the Mother Nature?
I didn't. I couldn't place her. And again, this is like, okay, we were watching and we're like, the Jamie Foxx, Wayne Brady revealed as the fox.
Yes.
As a clue. And I was like, but I didn't connect it to the last name. We were thinking somebody who's been on the Fox network.
Oh, I was thinking it was just a friend of Wayne Brady. Because they do that with like they call back costume characters from the past, and it's usually like someone they know. But oh my god, I was trying to figure that part out, and I had not. Well, also I remembered we saw that clue, but I couldn't remember who it was. Because I don't always like to go back through all the clues except for the ones where I feel like I'm right. Speaking of ones where I feel like I'm right, let's go to the last one, which is the bull.
Oh, the bull. I don't know who the hell that is.
I think I know. So I'm the most proud of this.
Okay.
Because I got it before the clues were even done.
Ooh.
I'm recording this show with you now because I wanted to be documented that I was right.
Okay.
And I might not be, but like
But F it. We're here. We're doing it.
So the first clue that got me was the part where he said, I became my own boss. And that was the way he became successful. He was listed in Forbes. He was listed in New York Times. And then when he sang his first song, Drops of Jupiter, he was positioned right next to Nicole Scherzinger, who he has collaborated with and is friends with. I think the bull is Todrick Hall.
Really?
I am
really
convinced.
Really?
Now, this is why I brought up that share screen concept earlier.
Okay.
I want to show you something.
All right.
So, first show he does Drops of Jupiter, which is a ballad and not the kind of song you'd expect Todrick to do.
Right.
Now, I was on YouTube because I was going back and watching this shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know why this is up, but I found a thing that says Bull's first performance on a channel that's not officially Fox.
Okay.
I'm just going to share my screen and we're going to watch this, okay?
Okay. All right, let's do it. Let's
I think you're going to gag a little bit.
Oh gosh, I'm scared. I'm so scared. We're going to have to talk a little bit over it because I don't want to get dinged for copyright.
Totally.
But see, I hear a white guy singing. I don't hear Todrick. Do you? We're going to have to mute this, by the way. Or like talk over it.
There. This ass.
Are you are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?
I'm sold.
Are you? I can't. I can't. I don't know. I don't hear a Todrick. Oh my
But I
god,
also think
no.
he's fucking with his voice a little bit.
Okay. Okay. All right, I'm gonna remove because I don't want to get dinged.
Okay.
I don't know if I don't know. He sounded white to me.
I
I
can't.
believe you. I believe you. I believe you. But he sounded country almost to me.
No, I think he sounds extremely gay and walks very, very voguey. He walks like Todrick. He dances like Todrick,
Okay.
and the clues
Okay.
are like shooting arrows at his face to me.
Okay. I'll take your no. I fully believe you. I fully believe because I'm like I can't place this person because I couldn't place like Chris Daughtry.
Oh, that one messed me up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like with this one, like it really is the clues that drove me there.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, who was the one that I was like really, really wrong about up until like the end? Oh no, the one that I was determined was I was right on was wrong was remember the butterfly, Michelle Williams?
Oh
But she
yeah.
did
No.
the fake British accent for a minute.
Yeah.
I thought it was Charlotte Church, and thought I was like the cleverest person alive. Um, so no, I'm like really sticking to my Todrick guns on this one. And
Okay. I'm with you. I will support. I will support.
I was just really excited because like well, especially when I found that because the first two performances are very spoiler, they're ballady, and I'm like, but like he's done at least one collaboration with Nicole Scherzinger, and I think it's her best work. It's good. Have you seen his Straight Outta Oz?
No, but I always
So,
saw
like,
the previews for it online. I just
so,
never.
like, I recognize like Todrick as a problematic human being among all the other ones, which is why I think it's probably him. But he does Straight Outta Oz, and it's telling his life story through the arc of Wizard of Oz, and he and Nicole do a song together called Poppy, like P-A-P-I, but it's supposed to be like the poppy field segment of the story.
Oh.
And it's so good.
Okay.
It's so good. It's a song that made me want to do drag again.
Oh.
But I could never do like the dance style that I think is necessary for it. But like it's so fantastic. And I think she does some really good acting work in that like 3-minute song as well. Like I like her a lot.
Nicole.
So when so I was like, okay, I think this is Todrick just based on those clues. I'm probably gonna be wrong, but then he was like standing right there and like you know how they like to fuck with their friends.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and he started saying, I was like, oh my god, I think it might be him. And then the circus thing popped up on YouTube, and I was like, wait, that can't not be. I think.
Okay.
Could be wrong.
You're selling me. You're selling me on Todrick Hall. You're selling me.
No, I'm just very proud of myself, and I really hope I'm correct.
I hope you're correct because I can't place I have no idea. I'm like, what? Couldn't figure it out.
Right. So they decide to make the worst decision ever on this season and eliminate 2 of Group A on the first
one night. Why?
When they were all so fantastic.
I know.
And we say goodbye to Octopus and Mother Nature. We learn that Octopus is in fact a basketball guy.
Yes.
Dwight Howard.
Did
I say Dwight Howard? Yeah. Did you know who this was?
Yes, I know. Yeah, I'm very familiar with Dwight Howard. Yeah.
He seems like a lovely person.
Not personally.
Very well. Well, yeah, I know. But like, no, he sang very well. I was sad to see him go. I thought he did a very good job, and he seems
personality for days. Yeah.
Yeah, he's tall as fuck. And then we also say goodbye to Mother Nature, who comes out as Vivica A. Fox.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about her in a hot minute.
Years. Shout out to her, but like I
heard
that name in years.
When I learned it was her, I loved that she did that stupid whack-a-mole thing.
Yeah.
Because like that threw me off. I was like, good for you, curveball.
But there were no clues alluding to 50 Cent because she was in a relationship with him for like a hot second.
Okay. And that would have given it for you?
Huh? That's what. Yeah. He wanted to claim that they weren't a thing. They were a thing. Shut up, Fitty.
Oh,
But
he's one of those though.
he's one of them.
Yeah, I mean, she's the one of those people, like, I know her name and I know her face, but I don't know if I've seen her in anything.
I watched a ton of movies that she's in, never heard her singing voice before. So because it's almost her singing voice is like listening back in my mind, it's almost akin to her speaking voice. And when she started speaking, and then I was thinking back to her singing, I'm like, oh man, that is her. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I do enjoy going back after I know who someone is and being like, oh, ouch. Oh, I remember the one that I was so convinced I was right and it was crushed when it was wrong. It was the astronaut.
Oh, what's his face?
Hunter Hayes.
Hunter Hayes.
I was literally tweeting, if the astronaut is not Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I will throw myself out the window.
Really? No.
I was so certain it was him because I know his singing voice and it sounds just like that. The only thing was, like, I know that Jiggle can dance and he wasn't dancing, so. But that one crushed me a little bit.
Oh no.
Obviously, I'm fine now.
Okay.
So that was episode 1. Let's move on to episode 2.
Episode 2.
I mean, it's going to be a lot of the same stuff because it's still Group A, but we have some wild cards, and we probably may have had some different ideas of who people were based on that.
It just felt like a choice to do that back to back. I wonder what happened.
I think they're trying to keep things edgy and not doing it right.
Maybe.
I mean, I think they should have. I don't know. I'm just bothered that we lost 2 really, really impressive performances, and then we got Group B. But
we'll get to Group B soon enough.
We will get to Group B. So there are some new wild cards in episode 2. There are some people we've already seen doing something new. I don't know if I wrote down the order right, but I was following the Wikipedia just to make sure that I got it right. So as far as I can remember, the first entertainer, the first thinger we saw in this episode 2 was the hamster.
Yeah.
Who sings "Oh Pretty Woman" by Roy Orbison, which was good.
It was good. But I'm like, this is an older gentleman, perhaps.
See, do you have any guesses?
No, didn't have any guesses just yet.
I'm not saying mine is good, but I have one.
Okay. Hit me.
And this is based entirely on the fact that the singer described himself as being shaped like a hamster.
Yeah.
My first thought was Patton Oswalt.
Ooh.
Because he did voice a rat.
Yes. He's known for rodent portrayal.
Rat, mouse-headed people dancing around him. I thought the costume was hilarious.
Yes, it was a great costume.
Oh, and then we get to the bit with the judges' guesses, where one of them says they think it's Danny DeVito, and the hamster man goes, "I'm way taller." Danny DeVito is less than 5 feet tall. Like, he is a short man.
I thought the snail was Danny DeVito, but it was Kermit the Frog.
But that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
a lot more sense than when Jenny McCarthy guessed Ted Cruz. But that would have made sense to me. I never would have guessed a Muppet. Like, that was a setup, and that was a great first reveal too. By the way,
it was a great
launch for season.
Yeah, 5. But it was such a setup.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, hamster. They said my guess was Patton Oswalt, like the sass about the Danny DeVito comment that sounds kind of like him. I don't know Patton's work really well, but like,
I don't hate that guess.
Where my brain went. Yeah. They also get one of the judges also gets Jack Black, which does make sense to me.
I don't think he can be arsed. I don't think
that. I love that we have the same mentality about people who are like, we're just way too busy for this.
Yeah.
Show. Like, anytime they guess like Mariah Carey, Christina Aguilera, do you think they got the time?
I think who has the
we're talking like we got Taylor Dane, like that.
Right.
That's the threshold.
Yes. They got Wiz Khalifa, and he's still pretty active. Like, he's still.
I was actually very surprised by that one for that very reason.
Knew that voice right away too. By the way.
What was that?
Knew that voice right away.
Okay, yeah. See, again, rapper. I don't know.
Yeah.
If they get a female rapper, I will get that.
Yeah.
Maybe Group C.
Imagine Megan Thee Stallion on
Oh, she's too busy. I was
I
thinking like
know.
Lil Kim or cut. What's the my neck my back girl?
Kaya?
Kaya.
Okay. All right. I'm not mad.
No, I'm just saying like if it's a female rapper who's like not super relevant, current, not
Yeah.
relevant, but
I would
not
love to
current.
see the brat. Oh.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying like I feel like Megan the Stallion
Yeah.
and
Okay.
like Cardi B, they're too busy.
Cardi's way too busy.
I
We know
mean,
that.
Megan too, but Cardi more so. Wait, isn't Cardi preggers?
She just had her baby
She
boy.
just had it. Okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, she's too busy.
Yeah.
But that's something that Ken Jeong won't know and will probably guess. So
Right.
moving on, we're back to the skunk singing
Yes.
"It's Man's World."
How did you
Uh,
feel about that performance?
it didn't burn a memory in my brain.
Mm.
Like Diamonds, really, that was a performance I've gone back and watched at least 3 times now.
Mm.
I'm that guy. I watched a Man's World just to make sure I remembered it happened. Like, I don't think it was necessarily bad. It's just like in terms of the staging, the slow song, like I
Yeah.
think the slow songs are hard to make memorable unless you're a Christmas tree singing "Total Eclipse of the Heart."
Yes.
Shout out
Yes.
to Anna Gasteyer.
Shout out to oh my God, we saw her in concert. She came to Harvard and did a concert like in one of the halls at Harvard University.
Oh
And it
my,
was part of their celebrity series. And she's phenomenal. She's a
oh,
phenomenal singer.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like I yeah, I remember hearing her like her Christmas album is my
Yeah.
favorite Christmas album. It's called Sugar and Booze. If you're looking for Christmas music, it's the shit.
Mm.
And she went on as the tree to promote that album, which is why I even knew about it. But it's funny and she sings so well because she used to be
Mhm.
singing characters on SNL a lot. Like she did the
Yeah.
Celine Dion character.
Yeah, I remember
They are the
that.
wild. But and also she was Elphaba in Wicked on Broadway. And there was a witch
Yeah.
hat in a clue, which was the part where I was like, oh, that's Anna. Which I really enjoyed. But like I wanted her to stay on forever. I just really liked her performances. And I like to
She was
watch her
great.
like booty swish. Did I ever tell you about Tilly the tree in my
No.
hometown? So there was a Christmas tree Christmas time in the mall in my hometown. There was a giant Christmas tree with a face. But it was like a flesh pink face. It was not cute. So when the tree came on The Masked Singer, I sent a picture to my mom. It was like, Tilly the tree is really coming up in the world. And she was like, oh my God, I can't believe you mentioned Tilly the tree. I'm like, I did. I went there.
Ooh.
Moving on. Yeah, so it's Man's World. It was fine. It
Mhm.
like so the artist that I believe to be Khalees did not sound especially Khaleesi that day.
Okay.
The judges started guessing Lauryn Hill.
Can't be arsed, but for different reasons.
Yes, but I think she wants them to think she's Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
Like she sounded like she was trying like if it is Khalees, which I
Mhm.
believe, the first episode she was really herself. Second episode she was like, okay, I'm gonna like switch it up a little bit. Kind of like how our next entertainer did,
Yes.
Pufferfish. So Pufferfish does Levitating by Dua Lipa,
Yeah.
spectacularly, by the way.
Yes. Great vocal.
Unfortunately, also unfortunately, because of problematic behavior, does the little baby rap bit. And I was like, have you not heard he is canceled? But you are crushing this rap, and it is you and not him. And therefore, I'm not that mad. It was really, really good.
Mhm.
But I also completely switched up my guess.
Mm.
It's something equally wrong.
Really? Okay.
Possibly more wrong than before.
Okay. Well, what was your guess since it was already,
So originally, last week, I said I thought it might be London Hughes, or whoever the fuck I said it was, or Maya Rudolph, who you
Yes.
disagreed with. But that was the first time I didn't think it was a vocalist. This time I thought it was a vocalist. But
Okay.
I was like, I actually can't be arsed. I thought it could be Katy Perry because I would not put it past her to put on a black scent.
Ooh. Well, she had
Am I
cornrows in
wrong?
that one video.
What was that?
She had cornrows in that one video. We
And
don't
did you
talk about
see?
that video.
I don't even know what video that was. I didn't see it
Well,
because I don't care enough. But
well,
I was thinking of the Super Bowl show where she and Missy Elliott did "Get
oh,
Your Freak On," and she was
yeah.
thinking like, not appropriate attire
A
for,
little bit. A
yeah,
little bit.
you know what I mean?
Missy's perform. Listen, that whole Super Bowl halftime show was all about Missy Elliott and Left Shark.
I could not agree more. And maybe the lion she wrote in on. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, Left Shark for reals. So pufferfish does levitating. I'm like, okay, maybe this is a white girl trying to sound blacker than it is.
I thought that as well, and that's
Like, I don't
also
feel good
part
about
of.
that, but like it occurred to me.
Yeah.
Next we have the bull again,
Mhm.
singing another ballad, which I'm surprised by, because I think I saw that circus video between episodes.
Mhm.
But it's good. He sounds great.
Mhm.
He's not he's running all over the place, giving his all. But the sass isn't there from that circus performance we just watched. And that's why I'm like, what are you hiding? Or what is the Masked Singer hiding? I don't know if it's him personally. But it was good. My opinions did not change in that. And I'm assuming yours didn't because you didn't have any guesses.
Yeah, and I can't pin him, but I'm on board with your theory.
Thank you. Thank you for your support in these trying times. Next, we have another wild card performance from the most horrifying costume in Masked Singer America history.
And there have been some
America, because
choices.
there have been some fucked up ones overseas.
There have been some choices.
There have been some choices, but like this is like nightmare worthy, and it is the baby. He is a giant baby.
He's just a baby.
I don't know what else to tell you. He sings "You're the First, the Last, My Everything" by Barry White,
which not even good. Yeah, but Barry White's a bass. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So we had to endure looking at that very frightening costume and then try to figure out who's wearing a giant.
It was
baby.
not a good time.
And the guess I wrote down was very random, but I wanted to write down something, and it was George Wendt.
Norm from Cheers.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so most people don't know this, but he did do Hairspray on Broadway. He was Editor Bland, so he can sing, or at least somewhat. And he's tall. I actually walked by him on the street. He's tall.
Is he?
Yeah.
Because
I mean, the guess was still super random, but I was like, I just got to write something.
Because you know what, I feel like maybe the camera does make him, because the camera's unforgiving in that regard, and it can alter your body shape. And so I had always interpreted Norm, the character at least, as like, I don't know, under 5'9".
See, that was I for that reason, I was surprised that he was so tall when I saw him. Like, he was just like half a block ahead of me, but I was like, wow, he's taller than I thought.
Wow.
And like for me, like my main exposure to George Wendt was Spice World.
Yes, he was in that.
So for that reason, I thought he was shorter than he was. But then I saw, I was like, oh. Like, actually, I'm going to look up his height right now just to make sure I'm not making shit up.
Can we do our Googles? Let's do our Googles. Because I need to know.
I often love that just like the first thing comes up after Googling. Oh, wait, no, he's like 5'8". Maybe I'm making things up. I'm short, so oh god, he's 72.
He's much older, yeah. He's older at this point. Which it hurts me
Jason
to think.
Sudeikis is his nephew?
What?
Yeah, apparently so. I'm learning a lot about George Wendt that I didn't want to.
What?
Give it.
Ted Lasso. Okay, all right.
But anyway, like I said, that was a very random guess, and I just wanted to write something down. But then once the judges started guessing, like, just as they were getting to it, what was the clue was about driving fast and getting speeding tickets.
Yeah, from the locker.
Immediately, I was like, oh no, this is Vin Diesel.
Don't say that.
Why?
Please.
Because you want to believe he wouldn't do this thing?
Please, no.
But he was in The Pacifier.
He was, wasn't
he?
And
he's tall. I think it's Vin Diesel. I'm sorry to hurt you this way. Can you not? Do you not see him being the kind of person who would do this? You are having a hard time now. I'm sorry for ruining this for you.
I'm so sad.
Okay,
Okay.
well, thanks for coming to the first and only episode.
I'm processing. I'm processing.
Okay.
I'm going to need to sit with this. I'm
Okay.
going to need to sit with this. We'll move on to the next one.
I'll just pretend I never said anything for now.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So that brings us to episode 3, which is the introduction of Group B.
Oh, but wait, we have to reveal Pufferfish, who was eliminated.
We do. Oh, spoiler alert, Pufferfish gets eliminated. Do you agree? Pufferfish should have stayed.
She should have stayed.
I think Baby should have gone home.
Please, yes.
I want that baby costume out of my
Gone.
Pufferfish gave 2 really splendid performances, and I think deserves to.
And she's not known for her rapping. And each performance, she rapped.
I want her to rap now.
Yeah.
But so Pufferfish was revealed to be epic songstress Toni Braxton. Wearing a face mask under her mask because of her health conditions, which is why no one recognized her voice.
I would have had it not.
But also, I think she was fucking with us
a little bit, maybe. But had it not been for
her voice is so distinct that, like, she kind of has to, unless if she doesn't want to get guessed right away.
Right. No, but had it not been for that extra, I feel like I would have heard at least a little something.
Sure.
A little. Because I mean, again, my mom has all the Toni Braxton albums. Okay.
Yeah, I only know a couple. Oh, I know like her singles, I know Unbreak My Heart. I know he wasn't man enough, yes. For me.
That was
iconic. Love it. Wait, what was that sound effect? Did you make that?
That was accidental. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, it's fine. It was just really well timed. So we say goodnight to the Pufferfish, Toni Braxton, who did an amazing job and should have stayed. But fuck our drag, right? We move on to episode 3.
Yes.
Where we are introduced to Group B, who...
They're the B team for a reason.
What you said. I didn't think anyone was bad, but I didn't find anything memorable. Like a lot of times I like to go back and watch the individual performances just to get my serotonin, as I said earlier. Mm-hmm. None of these gave me serotonin. Like, I don't care to go back and watch again.
Yeah. Group A was varsity. Group B is JV.
So the fact that 2 of Group A was sent home is garbage. But
I don't agree.
First performer we meet is the Queen of Hearts.
Yes.
Who is a heart on legs with a little crowny thing. It seems like a relative of the Lips.
A little bit.
So during the clues, she has a southern twang.
Yeah.
When she's performing, she has a different kind of accent, right?
A little.
I make that up because they didn't acknowledge the second accent. They just talked about the southern twang, and I'm like, right. But there was another accent there.
There was definitely. I think because remember how Popcorn was kind of messing with us.
Oh, I loved Popcorn.
Yeah.
But yes. But also like Night Angel started off with a British accent.
She did.
And then she was like, it just disappeared a couple episodes.
Right.
But yeah, Queen of Hearts starts with a southern accent in the clues and has something definitely not American of any kind in the singing. She sings more in this way. Great. Love that for her. When trying to write down guesses, I immediately thought it was not a singer.
Okay.
But then she hit the high note.
She did.
And I was like, oh.
But you know who I thought of as a possible guess, but I'm probably wrong. But like somebody who's trying to throw us off, Rita Ora.
Okay. That's not, and she would run with this crowd too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mostly only know her as the chorus in Black Widow. And also she hosted the reality show Boy Band.
Yeah, for like a hot second.
And I was like, why do you have this job and not me? Hello.
Very rude of those producers.
Rude. But yeah, I mean, like as a singer, like I know a couple of her songs. She's fine. But like when you put it that way, that makes a lot of sense. I think that's worth putting down on the docket. I
I mean, it might not be her, but I feel like she could be arsed. And if she were to do this show,
Yeah.
if she were to do this show, she
She
would
hosted
probably
boy
try to.
band. She could be ours.
Yeah.
But also like I immediately thought it was either like an athlete or a model because I
Mhm.
couldn't put my like I went to athlete, like Olympic athlete,
Uh-huh.
because um they mentioned like left home early. Like I was thinking they went away to train at a really young
Mm.
age because
Okay,
the
okay, okay.
Olympic I don't watch the Olympics. I just know that they train really early. So I thought maybe
Yes.
that was something. And like the legs.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, the cupcake had the legs.
No,
Also,
Heart had more leggy
Heart had
legs
leg too.
showing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, the cupcake had the legs up. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
we're on the same page again. But yeah, I was just like I'm pretty sure I just don't know who this person is. But Rita Ora, if it is someone I've heard of, it might be Rita Ora.
Yeah.
Um, uh, but yeah, I initially I was like, this person is not a singer, and then she hit the high note. I was like, oh.
Mhm.
But then Nicole Scherzinger, took, I was like, goosebumps, and I'm like, calm
Calm
down,
down.
because
Thank you.
they make everyone out to be they gaslight the audience into thinking that everyone's amazing,
Yeah.
and that was nowhere near any of the performances from Group A, not even the baby. But like, it threw me back to I think it was last season
Mhm.
when Caitlyn Jenner was the Phoenix and gave the worst performance we've ever seen on Masked Singer
I
history.
recognize her voice right I don't like her ass, but I knew that voice right away.
I I don't know I don't remember what I thought. I think that was probably my guess though.
Mm.
I was like, 'cause so this leads up to where are we? Something else that comes up later. But I get very nervous about specific gendered stuff in there
Mm.
because it started off when the leopard was
I
Seal.
loved the leopard.
Oh,
Loved him in
did too.
character.
But also there's the part where the leopard starts singing, they all go, "Oh, that's a man." I'm like, "Is it though?"
Mm.
Like, this is not a good example, it's just, like,
Yeah, yeah,
spitballing. I
yeah.
was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
but what if this is someone like Laverne Cox, and we
Right.
just misgendered them?"
Right, right, right,
That
right, right.
would hurt.
But same deal with Mushroom. Remember the Mushroom when he
Yeah,
came
well,
out with that
that's also a
falsetto?
great example.
And no one knew what was going on. And I mean, Maxwell is known for his intense falsetto, but we already know Maxwell's a dude. So when
Yeah.
Mushroom came out and it was like this whole kind of androgynous vibe with this super high falsetto, it was like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah, and, I mean, I'm just worried that, like well, because 'cause we're talking about Caitlyn Jenner now, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but, like, when the Phoenix started singing and sounded the way she did, I was like, "This has to be Caitlyn Jenner."
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
like, the fact that the judges all stuck to saying it was a she, I'm like, they must have been prepped really good in some
Maybe.
way
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
feel like some of them are not woke enough to jump to the conclusion that it's of the gender of the costume.
Some of them ain't.
Um, which will be relevant again in a couple moments. But
Mhm.
after the Queen of Hearts, we had the Mallard, who did Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy.
What in the hell?
My guess was not good, and I'm going to tell you that right now. But I'm pretty sure
Okay.
none of theirs were either.
No.
All I really knew was that this person sings country well. Doesn't necessarily sing country all the time, but has a platinum album and a
Mm.
book.
Mm. Mhm.
I don't know of any people in that realm who have a book or a hit country album. I just guessed. And I'm not proud of this, but I just wrote down Willie Nelson.
You know who my guess was?
What?
At our home, we collectively guessed Jeff Foxworthy.
Okay, that's better than mine, I think. I just feel like Willie is like not like up and dancing. Um,
Nah.
but
Nah.
like he was like I was basing it on someone I thought might write a book,
Mhm.
someone I knew had at least musical success, and like all the stuff he did in his first like selling worms and stuff. I was like, that sounds like something Willie Nelson would do, but it's really gross. But like I could not. I don't know anything about the kind of people that would be about. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw something out there.
I feel like there's a loophole with Platinum Album because they never specified whether it's a music album or a comedy album. And so that's why I feel like
I did not think of that, but that's a really good. Oh, good. Yes, I like that. And also, yeah, no, I was, and also there was the clue where he was like, "Oh, you want to see the face behind this or whatever." He said, I was like, okay, someone's like a little like, I mean, probably charming and delightful, but might not be traditionally attractive.
yeah.
Um, but I was just like, I loved the costume so much, though.
It's a good costume.
Of all the costumes, I think the mallard might be one of my favorites.
It's very well made. It's a very
Yeah.
nicely made costume.
What was it that Nick called him? It was Smooth McDuck.
Smooth McDuck.
And I'm a DuckTales fan, so that's my shit.
Yeah, but he
You
had the
can't see,
monocle.
but I have my Darkwing Duck Funko Pop up over here because I'm that kind of person.
The Darkwing Duck theme song still goes hard in 2021. I don't care.
Oh my God, no, Darkwing Duck is my superhero of choice. No, before COVID, or before the last few years, I should say. Like I would have said my favorite superhero, but was Batman.
Mm.
But now, I can't believe that a millionaire would actually lift a finger to help people. So I'm just like, Bruce Wayne's fake news.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he's fiction, but still. So Darkwing Duck has reclaimed his spot as my superhero of choice.
All right, Drake Mallard all day.
Drake Mallard for the win. Moving on to the cupcake.
Now I had an immediate guess.
Oh my God, I can't wait. So we were talking about the cupcake whose knees are up to the bottom of the costume.
Yes.
They look short, but they're probably actually kind of tall.
Yeah.
And they sang Heat Wave, which was a delight. Mm-hmm. Now, the reason I talked about the gendery stuff earlier is because when I heard this voice, I thought it was a guy.
Me too.
Okay. I wrote down a guy as my guess. I don't think it's right, but it seemed like someone who would do this.
Yeah.
And you are excited, so I really want to know who you think it is.
Bob the drag queen. I don't know if he could be Arth or she, but
Bob is a he, I think.
Yeah.
Or that Bob. I think Bob is just like whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, but Bob could definitely be Arst.
You think Barb could be Arst?
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, I don't think Bob sings as well.
I don't know.
Bob. Okay, so I will say, Bob the drag queen is my favorite rap artist.
Love Bob.
Literally.
Love Bob.
Love their rhymes so damn hard. Don't think they sing, but I actually really want this to be true.
I'm not like super certain.
No, but like in my head canon, I want it to be true. You know?
Yeah, I'm not 100%, but like Bob can. Bob's not known for singing down, but Bob entertains, and I was entertained.
Yeah. My guess is probably not nearly as good as yours, but I just was trying to think of someone. So, like the person I thought of has a much more doesn't have the same kind of vocal tone as the person who sang, but like or what I heard. But I was like, this gives me this feels like something Brendan Urie would do.
Ooh,
and he was in Kinky Boots on Broadway.
Ooh. Oh yeah,
so he's got like one of the things I think it might be a male identified person was because although if it was Brendan Urie, this wouldn't be the case. But the people like the men in black walked the cupcake out and they they thought it was an older person because they seem to need help walking. But I think it's just because someone doesn't use heels very well. But also if it's Brendan Urie, he's done a show in heels, so that logic doesn't really hold up. But like, yeah, I got very uncomfortable because like they're all guessing women with deep voices, but like it sounds like a man to me.
It does to me too.
But it could be someone of not such gender specificity, but I also have a feel like Fox isn't woke enough to have someone that's like non-binary or
yeah.
I feel like because of the thing with Caitlyn Jenner and with Seal, like
Mhm.
I feel like they did some homework in preparation with the judges in terms of how the people identify. So that's why I'm like, what is happening with the cupcake?
Okay, fair. Yeah. They might have prepped the judges in terms of pronouns and making sure that they are respectful.
But
In which case, if I've misgendered and guessed way wrong on the cupcake,
yeah,
that's my fault.
same here. But also like the way the cupcake described their mission as being there to make their friend laugh, which
Mm.
is also the mission of Seal as a leopard to make his kids laugh. Like
Mhm.
it could very much be a thing.
Okay.
I'm just presenting that as a possibility. So like I kind of want to know more about the cupcake before making assumptions of the gender
Yeah, yeah,
identity.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like I just didn't think any of their guesses were right.
Yeah, no, same.
It's definitely not RuPaul. Was that the
It's
one I thought was RuPaul? Yeah,
yes, they thought Cupcake was RuPaul. I didn't
RuPaul doesn't sing that well.
know. RuPaul also cannot be arsed.
Yeah, RuPaul would not give a shit, and RuPaul does not sing that well.
I
RuPaul,
love I love Sissy That Walk though. That's my shit. I
yeah, but
love
it's
that
a rap
song.
that song.
Yeah.
I mean, and if I fly or if I vote, but like that's all
Yeah.
honest fuck down.
It's spoken
Um,
word.
so spoken word exactly. Yeah, the point is it's not RuPaul, but
Right.
they also guessed that for the leopard,
They
and I'm like, again,
did.
RuPaul
They
does not
did.
sing that well.
Right. Yeah.
RuPaul does not sing. RuPaul autotunes. Well,
Mhm.
there's the joke of did you watch season 13?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, where with the roast where Rose was like, RuPaul and I have a lot in common, except one of us is a vocalist and one of us is a singer. RuPaul's not a singer.
Okay, let me calm down.
Anyway, should we move on?
Shall we? Let's
Yes.
let's let's.
Next, the Dalmatian. I always
Dalmatian.
love when there's a very specific dog variety.
Yeah.
Because I love dogs. We had a bulldog. We had a
Rottweiler.
Rottweiler. Did we have any other dogs?
I'm trying to remember. Bulldog,
Next season,
Rottweiler.
I want the golden retriever. I will be the golden retriever, even though I'm not famous. Honestly, I low key wish I was famous enough to be on this show because I think I'd have a really good time.
I think you'd kill it. I think you would. I think you would have a ball.
Oh, this is my shit. I just need there to be a less famous version of The Masked Singer so that I can be on it. Or just someone like give me a big gig just so I can be on The Masked Singer and be famous enough. I will do just about anything. So we had Dalmatian singing "Beautiful" by Snoop Dogg featuring Pharrell, which is a song I had not heard before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Ah.
listen to a lot of rap. I couldn't even tell you what era the song was from, like that. But
It's a
Dalmatian,
jaunty.
Dalmatian is a very good rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Dalmatian is dressed as a football player, which most people assume makes him a football player. I kind of wanted to believe that it was a gentle curveball. He was an athlete, but a different kind of athlete because I thought that would have been clever as fuck. But he's a great rapper, and so they're torn between whether he's a rapper or a athlete.
Mm-hmm.
I said previously before recording that I thought it might be Will I Am,
It is.
just because there was the clue of the Scream painting, and he has that Scream and Shout song with Britney.
Yeah.
And that was as far as I got. They suggested Nelly, who apparently is a rapper and an athlete. I don't know what his athleticism is like.
I don't remember. Maybe he might have played football or something in high
You heard that
school.
clue though, right? Or that comment?
Yeah.
I was like, when is Nelly an athlete?
Yeah.
I mean, he's ripped, but like, what else has he done?
But the thing about Nelly is that he also has he was a sing-songy rapper before best melodic rap was a Grammy category. Because that was his whole
Is it a
thing.
Grammy category?
Yeah.
Wait, was that like a T-Pain thing?
No, it's like recent because all of today's rappers are like, they harmonize. They say like rap is mostly sung, and I blame it a lot on Drake.
Oh, that's real. Okay, that fills me in sufficiently.
But yeah, Nelly distinguished himself in the early 2000s among other rappers, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, because he is not only a Midwesterner and rep St. Louis really hard, but he had his whole sing-songy thing. Like that was his thing. He was a rapper, but he was
I'm
sing-songy.
putting it together now. It's like in Ride With Me, it's like don't know how to act. I don't remember the words, but like Ride With Me was very much a
Yeah.
melodic rap. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. So I mean, he was on it. And then Ja Rule kind of he started rapping, but then like he started doing, he started really leaning into the Thugs Need Love subgenre of rap, and that's when he started harmonizing, as he called it, but it was basically singing. So rap started kind of melding weirdly with R&B at a certain point in time in like the mid to late aughts. And then in the 2010s, that's when mumble rap came about, and then everybody was sing-songing and everybody was draking on the track. But Nelly has a distinct voice, and it's very face forward. It's almost, I wouldn't say nasally, but like he sings towards the front of his face. So I knew it wasn't Nelly. There was no way.
Okay. I'm learning so much right now. And also mumble rap. Oh my God. I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't listen to a lot of rap, and I don't like a lot of current day rap. I like Megan Thee Stallion a lot. Like her style makes sense to me. Like, I respect Cardi B, but she sounds like a machine gun to me in the way that she just like spits words out. Like, like I understand why it's appealing. It's not appealing to me. But yeah, like I said, Bob the Drag Queen is my favorite rap artist for a reason.
And I respect that.
Thank you.
I love Bob. So that's also part of why I guessed Bob for the cupcake, because I'm like, oh my God.
I have to go back and watch that video, and even if it's not right, I have to envision Bob doing it because it makes me very happy. Finally, we have Banana Split.
Which
the first pair of the season. Hopefully the only pair, because I hate when they do that shit. Not because I don't think it's entertainment, because it's hard to guess.
Yeah.
Because I think the only pair we've had before this was the Snow Owls.
Yeah, the Clint Black. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his wife's name.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But that was another one I was mad about because I thought I had it in the bag.
Oh no. Okay, they weren't the only group, because I did guess Hanson after a while for Russian Doll.
No, I was gonna say the only duo, but there was the group as well, which was I did guess that one as well.
Yeah.
Hanson as the Russian Doll. Yeah. I loved the Russian Doll so much. That was
so great.
But oh my God. They just like threw so many curveballs. I was just like, well, like, how many are there? And then they had like the flat brim cap on one of them for one number. That it just cracked me up.
Yeah.
But for Clint Black and whoever she is, I thought I had that one in the bag, and I was very wrong. I thought it was David and Amy Sedaris.
But wouldn't that have been a treat?
Well, because in one of the clues, they refer to each other as sister and brother, which is fucking weird when it's not sister and brother. But like, because David Sedaris has Holidays on Ice, they're all snowy. I know David could sing. He does his Billie Holiday impression.
Yeah.
I liked that arc, and I really wish it was real, but oh well. But Banana Split, they do a million dreams by Pink,
right?
Which great performance.
Good performance.
Banana is playing the piano and Split is singing, or ice cream, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And so we only get like one vocal hint. I don't know if we're gonna get another one. As soon as they started playing before the vocals hit in, I was like, I would love it if this was, because they used the word collaborator. And as soon as the piano started playing, but before the vocals kicked in, I was like, I would love it if this was Lady Gaga and Elton John.
Oh my God.
But it would make me happy. But like, I was trying to think of, you know how there's those musical duos where like the woman sings and the guy produces the music, like Frou Frou or LaRue or
yes, I remember LaRue.
Like, I couldn't think of anything that actually matched the vocals, but then they said they've worked together a few times, but they're not like a consistent pair.
Okay, but here's a guess that I did have. She branched out and changed her name, but I don't remember what. But I thought this was Carmen. Remember them?
I love Carmen.
Remember Carmen with a K?
I listen to Carmen a lot. Like more than people should. like that Carmen has been one of my go-to radio stations for work.
Wow.
Like early today, I was singing along with "I've been waiting all day for you to call me baby." So, oh my god, I I have to go back and listen now.
Okay.
But
Okay.
like, I just like I said, I didn't have a good guess. I just wanted to write something down, so I said Zac Efron, Selena Gomez. um, like this is one of those things that I'm pretty sure I know of the people who we are looking at, but I
Mhm.
can't put my finger on it. Um, but the concept of the duet is always very interesting and exciting, but also extra challenging and therefore
It's
infuriating.
tricky.
Um,
But do you hate the guess of Carmen?
no, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
I feel like that's such a deep cut. It's such a deep, deep cut.
I just need to like listen again to see if I can hear it.
Yeah.
Um, because like I don't know, for some reason the ice cream character, the vocals they felt very musical theater, but also very
Mm.
imperfect to me.
Mm.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I thought it was good, but I was also like, I don't know if this is someone who sings a lot.
Right. Right.
But also with the perceived relationship of the piano and the vocal, I'm like, what else has she done? The banana is not helping by barely being there is the point.
Yeah.
So
I
hopefully,
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know how much longer they're gonna, because duo acts rarely ever go the distance.
no. I mean, like, we haven't gotten there yet, but I was scrolling. I found that bull video that I showed you at the circus,
Mhm.
and I was scrolling through the list of the profile of the person who posted it, and there's like speculation of whether the beach ball, which is in Group C, is more than one person. Have you seen the
Oh
beach ball costume?
no.
It is scary. It's not as scary as the baby, but it is scary as a
The
giant.
baby is the stuff of nightmares.
Right, but
Truly.
like the beach ball, it's just like the snow owl egg,
Yeah.
but it's like a whole beach ball with a face,
I hate that.
and it could be more than one person inside.
I hate that so
It's a little
much.
fighting.
I don't like that at all. See, I don't look ahead to the costumes because like you, I like the surprise of it, but I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I found it by accident because I was scrolling through this YouTube, and I was like, oh, there's a beach ball. That is a scary ass beach ball. So
Why would they
you have a
do
scary
that?
ass beach ball to look forward to at least.
My God.
Um,
Who
but
asked for that?
it could be more than one person in there too.
God. I don't like that. I
I,
don't.
I'm not a fan either. There are some costumes I wish they knew they didn't need to make before they even tried. Specifically the baby. Because like I watched some clips from I don't remember if it was the UK or the Australian season. But there's
Mm.
like a ventriloquist dummy who looks like something straight out of the Goosebumps books,
Ooh.
but
Ooh.
8 feet tall.
Ooh. Ooh.
Like he looks just like Slappy. It really bothers me.
Stop.
And then there's one called the Queen, which is just like a giant queen head with a dress. It's just much.
That's
But
a lot.
so we will find out we'll find out more costumes next week. We'll find out
More wild cards, possibly.
probably more wild cards. But before we go, we did have the reveal of the unmasked singer tonight, which was
Dalmatian.
Dalmatian. Are you surprised?
I was a little shocked, especially because I'd never heard him sing before. He's a rapper who
Oh yeah,
had
he did do the Pharrell part as well.
he
Yeah.
did, but he didn't do the falsetto like Pharrell does in the
Okay.
original song.
Oh, great. Yeah, when it first started, because I didn't know the song, before the title and the artist came up, I was like, this sounds like Snoop Dogg. Oh, because it's a Snoop Dogg song. Never mind. But like, yeah, I thought the Dalmatian was one of the more beloved characters of the night. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm excited to see who it is because I probably don't know who this person is anyway. I have heard of Tyga.
Mm.
Uh, I kind of thought it might be Cupcake going home, but like, great. Cupcake has a more sentimental story behind being there longer, so I feel like that's going to hold.
Mm.
Also, the Queen of Hearts, I feel like was
I didn't.
inconsistent. Like I thought
Yeah,
there were moments that showed why they are there to sing, and there were
yeah,
moments where it's like, why are you here?
right. So costume wise,
Which should
Mallard.
not be a factor, honestly, because it
Oh,
has nothing to do with the people who are
yeah,
there. I think,
yeah.
yeah,
But I was gonna say costume wise, in terms of like aesthetic, Mallard, killer costume. Performance wise, I thought Mallard would go home first.
I could see that.
Mhm.
Um, it kind of felt like, oh gosh, oh no, he didn't go home first. I was thinking of in season 1, the deer
Oh yeah.
who was oh god, I don't even remember, Terry something.
Oh, cool.
He was a football coach, I think.
Yeah, Terry Bradshaw.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like Carrie Bradshaw, but Terry.
Right.
Um, uh, yeah, it was very like unremarkable in the delivery, but the costume was so good.
It was so good.
But yeah, I feel like any of these would have gone home first on episode 1 if they were with Group A. And
Valid.
yeah, and I will fight someone over that. Also, I noticed our StreamYard logo is a little mallard. That's kind of fun.
Oh, that's great.
It's a little,
It's a
it's a
decky.
little symbolism. But yeah, the duo was not going to go home first. I knew that much.
No, 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 no. They were definitely going to keep
Um,
them. I
yeah,
didn't. Yeah, not my favorite performance, but they're going to stick around to the extent to which group acts stick around for a Mass Singer.
yeah, which is like 3
Yeah,
performances usually.
yeah, 3 to 4.
Although Hanson made it pretty far. I think they did
They
4.
did. Yeah, they did. Those harmonies is what saved them.
And also the mystery of how many people that were actually there.
Yeah, yeah,
Because it was like, is it one of them? Is it 3 of them? Who's it? How many? They really made that mystery happen. They did that
yeah.
very well.
They did it well. They did it well. They're in real life. See, I used to be a Hanson stan when I was a kid.
Okay.
I had a whole plot when I was 11 years old to learn the bass guitar and run off and join Hanson and marry Zach. Um,
Okay. Okay. Of all of them, good choice.
yeah, but it turns out they're like a little out there for my
I mean,
tastes politically. So
yeah, Isaac specifically.
yeah,
Isaac is the one that I was like, of course they're on this show.
hmm yeah, but great singing, great harmonization.
Yeah, no, they brought the theatrics
They
and it
really
really
did.
made me
Yeah,
happy. Yeah, and I think we meet Group C next week.
I think so. Either unless they bring back Group B with the wild cards, we'll see.
Which is a fair move in following suit with Group A, even though
Right.
Group A got shafted.
I don't love what happened with Group A. I don't. Not feeling that.
That
Not
was
feeling that.
that was a bad move. I mean, granted, it's TV, and they're always going to make bad moves to keep publicity up and stuff, but
Right.
it was not what the children wanted.
We didn't love that. We didn't like that journey for them. But
Yeah.
predictions for Group B. Who do you suppose is next to go home?
Oh, Group B. Oh, this is hard because I was really blah about all of them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Queen of Hearts.
I'm with you on that. I think Queen of Hearts as well.
I kind of wish Queen of Hearts was just a heart and not the Queen of Hearts because it's a heart. I don't,
Yeah.
the
The
costume is a
rest,
heart. Like it's
the
weird.
embellishment with the eyeball and the crown. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
What about Group A?
My predictions for Group A. Ugh. I don't know. I like so much of Group A.
I want the baby to go.
Well, I mean,
I don't want to look at the baby anymore.
I think that's a no-brainer. I'm rooting for the hamster as well
I enjoyed the
to
hamster.
stay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the bull is going to go very far.
Okay.
I think skunk could go very far.
Could, yes, potentially could. I can't
Um,
wait for that reveal. I cannot wait.
I really hope I'm right. I'll be so mad if I'm not.
I no,
don't usually get
I'm
this worked up, but I'm just like,
no, but I'm with you. I'm with you on skunk.
um, it would just make me very happy. But yeah, I have lows. I mean, I like the hamster just as a personality. I would like to see him go far. I just don't want to look at the baby anymore, honestly. I just want Group A to win the whole thing because they really brought it the first time and then got shafted.
Agreed. Well, let's see. Well, before we speak too soon, let's see what the rest of the wild cards look like. Let's see what Group C looks like.
Yeah, I know there's a pepper,
Okay.
like a chili pepper.
Oh, okay.
I think they peeked at it at the beginning of this episode or something.
Okay.
And then there's a beach ball.
The beach ball is killing me. I'm terrified.
You should be. It's pretty fucking scary.
I'm gonna have a nightmare about that tonight.
But it's very like, well, this might help or not, but it's very like the beach balls from Katy Perry's Super Bowl show.
Okay.
They had the faces.
Yeah.
But it's like bigger and legless. Yeah. On that, let's call it a night on the triple season opener
episode
of Mask Off with me and Tooky.
Yes.
And we'll be doing this again Thursday nights, 9 p.m. YouTube.
Yes, YouTube.
And maybe I'll share it to my Twitch. I don't know.
Maybe Twitch, yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll be here. Follow us on the socials that you see here and such, at Intellectual Homosexual and at Tooky Monster. We're out here and we'll be chatting Masked Singer. Tweet us and Instagram us your predictions as well for the show. We'd love to hear it.
Yes, do that, please.
And tune in next week.
Bye.
Bye.